Hey lovelies, how are you guys doing? Yes, I'm back with another video. Can y'all believe I'm uploading again? Hello? In honor of Panic at the Disco performing live again in Vegas this past weekend, I had an idea. You know, I was thinking because I had listened to all of Tyler's discography and ranked all of his albums, I was like, well, maybe who else can I do that with, right? There are only a few artists that I have truly sat down and listened to every single album. Because I've sat down and I've listened to multiple albums of multiple artists, but not all of them. There's only a few artists that come to my mind whenever I think of listening to all of their music. Panic at the Disco is one of them. If you knew anything about me in middle school, is that I was annoying. I was very annoying. I really was in my emo phase, if you know what emo is. I guess it's just kind of like a term for somebody who was really into like fandoms like Dan and Phil, obviously, Panic at the Disco, 21 Pilots, My Chemical Romance, and you kind of dressed in like flannels, band tees, skinny jeans, combat boots, whatever, you name it. That was my life. Maybe I'll insert a few pictures here or there to show y'all that I'm not lying to y'all. It was real. Not my proudest moments, but I don't regret anything. So, never regret who you are. Never regret your cringe. Kind of doing a long intro here, but before I get started, I did want to announce that I am a Ryan Ross truther, a lover at that. If you saw him play live in Denver specifically, yeah, or just in general, you guys would understand. I'm a Brendon Urie hater.
This is my first video on Instagram.
Him and his one-man band that he made Panic at the Disco. It's unfortunate. So yeah, also real quick, I wanted to apologize for the messy room. I know I got my SpongeBob blanket back here. I just moved. The setup isn't perfect, but I wanted to go ahead and make this video. So anyways, let's get started. So we're first starting with the album Viva Las Vengeance. I know I just went on a spiel about how there are a few bands or artists that I've listened to that I've listened to the entire discography. I guess I lied. I wasn't thinking when I spoke. I have not listened to Viva Las Vengeance. Neither have most people who like Panic at the Disco. It was horrible. I've only heard 2 songs maybe, and that was enough for me. It's a no-go. I have no honorable mentions on this. Not really much to say about it. I hate it, if I can even say that, because I haven't listened to the full thing, but I heard I'm not missing out on much, so can you blame me? Next, we have Pray for the Wicked. This album came out in 2018, I believe. At the time that it came out, you know, I was still, like, pretty heavy into Panic at the Disco. Not that I'm not into them anymore, but it was in a different way back then. I pretty much kind of forced myself to like it. I remember when it came out, I listened to it a lot on vacation. Listened to the album plenty of times. While there are some songs on there that aren't terrible, I was just like, album isn't giving what it needs to give here. Like, it's not, it just wasn't good. This is where we really see Brendon on the downfall, because his one-man band was showing at this point. Which, by the way, he is still in those damn skinny jeans. I guess that'd be, I mean, he's always been like that. I was gonna say more of like Death of a Bachelor era. I don't know what he was like during this era, because I didn't really like this album that much, so I kind of stopped listening to him. I haven't listened to it in a while. I don't really see the need to go back and listen to it. Some honorable mentions that I did like the most at the time, which isn't saying that it's good, were King of the Clouds and Fuck a Silver Lining. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Don't shoot, okay? So the next album that I'm ranking here is far above those two. Those two, like, you can just scratch those out, because those aren't good. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Brendon Urie, what were you thinking, girl? I will never get over the fact that he just dropped one of the worst albums ever produced by Panic at the Disco and then retired from his one-man band. That's craziness to me, okay? Yeah. Anyways, Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die. Honestly, I didn't know where to put this one. I kind of was going between this one and the next one I'm gonna rank, because I think I just have like a different point of view on it now. It definitely has some bangers, right? Like when I listen to it, I'm like, wait, he kind of ate with this one. Maybe it wasn't the downfall of Panic at the Disco. It was a little bit. But Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die, some of the ones that I have on there are Vegas Lights, Casual Affair, and of course the very well-known one, Girls, Girls, Boys. Is it plural? girls, or is it girl, girl, boy? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's something like that. Which apparently I've heard is sexualizing bisexual people instead of like lifting them up. So I don't know though. I don't know if that's true. But that's what I've heard. Hey, not cool, Brendon Urie. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that, because, well, he's evil. Okay, he's evil. Right.
I'm not wearing a shirt, it's a shirtless jacket.
My next album is Death of a Bachelor. I debated switching between Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die, like I said earlier. I think this album holds a lot of nostalgia for me, especially since it was very popular during my emo phase. Anybody during that time who had a phase like that can definitely tell you we were getting down to this stuff. This was crazy work. Death of a Bachelor was my jam. This was back whenever you had to pay. I guess you didn't have to pay. Apple Music was a thing, but I remember paying for albums on Apple Music. Can you still do that? I don't know. I would assume so, right? But I had Death of a Bachelor. I had paid for it on Apple Music. I think Brendon Urie should have stopped here. This was his retirement album. After this, we didn't need anything else more. It should have just been left at that. I think Death of a Bachelor is good, but you can definitely see him focusing more on pop, I guess, is what I would say. It's not that bad, but it's not best album Panic has ever produced. I'm sure you guys know what number 1 is gonna be, and if you don't, I guess you'll find out. My honorable mentions are Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time, that's a good one. Emperor's New Clothes, right? Then Death of a Bachelor. As we get to our top 3, this becomes a little bit more controversial because people put number 3 one of people's favorite albums that I see a lot, and that's gonna be Pretty Odd. I think Pretty Odd is a little bit too solemn for me. Trust me, I love the direction that Ryan Ross was trying to go with this album. I respect that heavily because, like I said, I'm a Ryan Ross truther. I love that man. Okay, yeah. And there's a lot of good songs on this album. It's just not my number 1. And a lot of the songs, I'm like, yeah, this is good. I like the beats. I'm just not a very slow type of song kind of gal. Like, a lot of the music that I listen to is very upbeat, and I know this album was heavily inspired by the Beatles, and maybe that's why I don't like it that much, because hate to break the news, I'm not a Beatles fan. I'm not huge into them, never could get huge into them, and when I want to listen to slow music, I'm more so thinking towards like R&B. It's never really could actually get into, like, I don't even know what genre it would be classified under, like indie rock or I don't know. Don't be mad at me if I classified that wrong. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, that was a little tangent. In this album, we see Ryan and Brendon really start to differ. Musical taste, I can understand why, they had a falling out after this album. Some honorable mentions is That Green Gentleman. I love that song. Northern Downpour. Ryan sounds so good in it. And When the Day Met the Night. So pretty basic favorite song choices of the album. I love you, Ryan Ross. Don't be mad at me, okay? Number 2 album, Vices and Virtues. I think Panic's old music is just inherently better than their newer music. I think it's always gonna be that way. They had hopes, they had dreams. It's a very beautiful album. There's hardly any skips for me. I don't really have much to say about this album. Brendon hadn't fucked up his vocals yet. I can be thankful for that. Some honorable mentions are Nearly Witches, some of my favorite lyricism in that one. Ever Since We've Met, I Only Shoot Up Your Perfume. Beautiful. The Calendar. I really like that one. The Ballad of Mona Lisa. That's another good one. There's just not much to say about that album. I don't have any, complaints about it, but I don't have any, crazy opinions about it. Besides that, it's just good. I like it. I put it at number 2 because I like it. It's the one I would listen to the most besides A Fever. Ooh, did I just tell you number 1? It's okay. Well, number 1 is A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, if you haven't figured that out by already. There are a lot of things to say about this album. It is my favorite album of all time, people. Of all time. It's beautiful. Ryan's lyricism, beautiful. I can't believe he was so young writing this shit. I'm 23 now, and I'm like, how could you write that? Honestly, I put this as one of the best albums I've ever listened to of all time. I'm not saying it is the best, but it is one of the best. This album is what got me introduced to Panic at the Disco. Of course, you have I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. Who doesn't know that song? But the song that got me really into Panic at the Disco, London Beckon's songs about money written by time machines. First off, crazy long title. That's what all of these are, so I apologize if I fuck them up. As much as I've listened to this album, admittedly, sometimes I really don't get the titles right. I'm sorry, guys. And I've been listening to this album on repeat for years. That is the song that got me heavily into Panic at the Disco. I don't know why, I just really liked it. I guess I don't need an explanation for that. It was on my repeat in middle school. That's when I was like, I gotta listen to the rest of this album. And then I was like, what is this music? There's no skips. Even Nails for Breakfast, Tax for Snacks. You haters saying that's one of Panic's worst songs, I'm coming to get you. Because what do you mean? Grab pills to offset the shakes, to offset the pills. You know you should take it a day at a time. It's so good. What are we talking? I don't get why people don't like that song. Live in Denver. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that, please? Live in Denver. It's so beautiful. Ryan Ross vocals. Of course you knew I was gonna say that. How many times do I have to say I love Ryan Ross, okay? Take a shot every time I say Ryan Ross in this video. It's a drinking game. You guys have to play. Live in Denver. First off, if you haven't watched that and you're a Panic at the Disco fan, go do it now. Meow, okay? That's why I was so adamant on making this video, is because Panic at the Disco, Brendon Urie, performed this album in its entirety in Las Vegas this past weekend at the When We Were Young Fest. And honestly, I am not as disappointed as I thought it was going to be. It seems like his vocals have really been healing, and he genuinely seemed happy. And he didn't do a backflip, which thank God. He had on his skinny jeans though. But I'll forgive it because his jacket was nice. But there was no Ryan Ross. Spencer did come out on stage, which is nice. It's unfortunate. If you don't know the lore of that, I'm not gonna explain it, but I wish Ryan Ross was there. But who didn't, right? I think we were expecting a little bit too much to assume that he was gonna be there. Anyways, Live in Denver, I realized I never finished that because I can't finish a freaking coherent thought ever in my life. I just ramble. Maybe that's why I'm kind of bad at YouTube videos. It's because I'm like, I never finished a thought. Live in Denver was very beautiful. It's on Spotify now, and I don't have to listen to Karma Police Panic at the Disco live cover through a podcast on Spotify anymore, or have to go listen to it on YouTube. I really don't know what to say about it, but it's just beautiful. Okay, we get a lot of Ryan. He looks good. He sounds good. Brendon Urie sounds good at this point as well, because like I said, his vocals aren't fried to shit. Also, the album dropped on my birthday, September 27th, 2005, I think. I would have been 3. Yeah, I'm young. Or I'm unk, depending on who you're asking. If you're watching this, I'm probably young. Some honorable mentions that I have. I couldn't choose the whole album, unfortunately. Obviously, we have already talked about London Beckoned songs written about money by Time Machines. It's a favorite of mine. Very nostalgic song for me. Build God, Then We'll Talk, But It's Better If You Do, and Lying Is the Most Fun a Girl Can Have Without Taking Her Clothes Off. A handful, I know. And I want to give the biggest shout out for the transition from It's Better If You Do to I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. If you haven't listened to this album in its entirety, it's quite unfortunate. If you've listened to I Write Sins, Not Tragedies without listening to the transition it does from It's Better If You Do, you guys are missing out. I have really no complaints about this album. Truly, there's nothing I can complain about. That's really all that I have to say about Panic at the Disco's discography. I know I don't have any crazy opinions, and I'm not well versed on music, but it's really fun to sit down and give my opinion once in a while about music. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I do have a few other artists that I can get into their discography. Let me know if you want to see those. My Tyler the Creator video actually did kind of well for somebody who doesn't post on YouTube that much. I think I got 6 likes, and I'm like, fuck yeah. Yeah, I finally got likes. Yes, guys. And comments. People commented on it too. I don't know how many views I got though. Let me know what else you would like to see from me. I'll do anything. Like I said, I have a lot of time on my hands right now, so I don't have anything crazy to do. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that notification bell, subscribe to my Patreon. No, I don't have a Patreon. There's not really much else to say. Alright, well, I hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye, lovelies. Mwah.